love the Eagles as much as we do, then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The murmurs began long before the official rankings dropped. From the moment Jalen Hurts hoisted the Vince Lombardi trophy in Miami, every commentator and front office executive seemed eager to place him among the league's elite. Yet when an anonymous ESPN panel of executives, coaches, and scouts released its latest quarterback power rankings, Hurts found himself languishing at number 9, behind names like Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, and even Jaden Daniels. For a reigning Super Bowl MVP, the slight felt all the more curious. Philadelphia's offense last season was a masterclass in balance, but it leaned heavily on the ground game. With 621 rushing attempts, no team in the NFL ran the ball more often than the Eagles, and few employed the short yardage tush-push as effectively. In an era when aerial fireworks tend to dominate the highlight reels, Philadelphia's identity was forged by pounding the rock until defenses cracked, then exploiting the seams with their quarterback's legs. As a result, Hurts attempted just 448 passes, the fewest of any starter in 2024. To some evaluators, those diminished passing totals cast a shadow over his candidacy for top quarterback honors. Still, to reduce Hurts to mere pass attempts overlooks the breadth of his impact. He remains the most productive short yardage rushing quarterback in NFL history, crafting a streak of 4 straight seasons with double-digit rushing touchdowns that no other signal caller has ever matched. There's artistry in the way he booed through would-be tacklers at a goal line, and a quiet confidence in the way he sidesteps pressure before darting through open lanes. That blend of power and finesse on the ground is unique in today's game, setting him apart from every contemporary passer. When he does drop back, Hurts is arguably the most accurate quarterback in football. His completion percentage over expected, up a staggering plus 6.6, led the league, a testament to his precision in tight windows and his ability to place the ball in just the right spot. He isn't afraid to test defenses deep either. The 70-yard touchdown bomb he lofted to Devonta Smith in the Super Bowl was more than a highlight. It was a reminder that Hurts' arm can light up a secondary when given time and space. Those breathtaking moments, however, were often overshadowed by the Eagles' commitment to run first, leaving casual observers to equate his stat line with mediocrity. In the eyes of some, the numbers simply don't compare to those posted by it. Quarterbacks who regularly throw 500 or 600 passes per season, they point to the gaudy yardage totals of Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen, arguing that volume equates to value. Yet this view risks ignoring context. A quarterback's worth cannot be measured purely by dropbacks or passing yards, especially when his team's scheme is built around maximizing his dual-threat prowess. The anonymous voting group acknowledged this tension. Hurts received the highest ranking of 6th place from one AFC executive who praised his big-moment pedigree and lauded his cleaned-up turnover rate when healthy down the stretch. Even so, Hurts found himself trailing a quarterback like Jared Goff, whose season in Detroit was marked by steady efficiency but lacked the flash of a Lombardi run. His ranking ahead of Hurts speaks to the complexity of quarterback evaluation, where some value clean pocket play and precision timing above all else. Others prize the dynamic explosiveness that makes a defense hesitate every time the quarterback motions toward the line of scrimmage. Hurts, with his combination of savage short yardage power and surgical passing accuracy, sits at the crossroads of those philosophies, respected by some, underrated by others. The real question now is how Hurts will respond. History suggests that athletes who feel undervalued often find an extra gear in the following season, treating the doubt as fuel for a renewed campaign. As the Eagles prepare for 2025, the eyes of the league will remain fixed on their quarterback. Will he shatter expectations once more? Or will critics point to another modest passing total as proof of their hesitations? Whatever unfolds, Jalen Hurts has already proven that his game defies easy categorization. And this latest ranking only adds another chapter to his evolving legacy, with training camp on the horizon and the weight of 9th place whispers still lingering. Hurts has a clear path to silence any doubters. dominate in November, December, and January when the stakes are at their highest. He has the blueprint. 4 straight seasons of double-digit rushing scores, elite accuracy numbers, and a Super Bowl MVP trophy in his collection. Now, all that remains is to let the performance on the field do the talking, reminding everyone that being number 9 on the list does not define the champion in a locker room. From the moment Nick Sirianni stepped into the Eagles facility in January of 2021, the city of Philadelphia braced itself for yet another roller coaster ride. There was an almost palpable sense of anticipation in the building as he replaced Doug Peterson, whose own tenure had culminated in a Super Bowl victory 2 seasons earlier. Fans and analysts alike wasted no time dissecting every press conference. Every schematic shift, every sideline gesture, each tiny detail became fodder for endless debate. The early returns, however, were far from smooth. Philadelphia opened the season with 2 wins in the first 3 games, only to spiral into a heart-wrenching 5-game losing streak that left the fan base questioning whether Sirianni would survive. Yet as the autumn chill settled over Lincoln Financial Field, something curious began to happen. Sirianni's offense, which had been touted for its innovative versatility, started to find its groove. Fresh-faced rookies and seasoned veterans alike responded to his relentless optimism and his insistence on precise execution. The team that had looked as if it were careening off the track suddenly righted itself, finishing the season 9-8 and clinching a postseason berth. Sirianni's balance of disciplined preparation and infectious enthusiasm struck a chord in a city that has endured more than its fair share of sporting heartbreak. That first taste of redemption, an improbable playoff run that ended in a narrow defeat, served notice that Sirianni was a coach unafraid of the bright lights, even if the path there was anything but straightforward. The following season, however, threatened to undo all the goodwill he had painstakingly built. After storming out of the gates with a 10-1 record, the Eagles appeared poised to dominate the NFC. But then came the collapse. 6 losses in the final 7 games, including a stunning playoff exit that resurrected memories of past disappointments. Social media buzzed with criticism, and sports talk radio questioned whether Sirianni's fiery persona masked deeper flaws. In the midst of that maelstrom, the head coach found himself walking a tightrope between maintaining the locker room's trust and placating an increasingly restless fan base. There were whispers that his halftime adjustments lacked the clarity needed to close out tight contests, that the offense had grown predictable, and that his inexperience in managing adversity at that level might ultimately be his undoing. It was a sobering moment, to be sure, but perhaps also a necessary one. Sirianni embraced the scrutiny, deflecting praise onto his players and shouldering blame when things went awry. Rather than retreating behind closed doors, he doubled down on communication, inviting veteran leaders to hold the coaching staff accountable and opening channels of dialogue that some described as refreshingly transparent. By the time the calendar turned to 2024, it was clear that Sirianni had learned a series of tough lessons about momentum, about the fickle nature of confidence, and about the razor-thin margins that separate triumph from disaster. In this league, when the season began, the skeptics watched closely as the Eagles stumbled to a 2-2 record, and Sirianni's trademark exuberance seemed for a moment to have lost its edge. He dared to call out fan frustration in public forums, an uncharacteristic move that only intensified the spotlight on him. Yet in retrospect, that rough start might have been exactly what the team needed. The bye week arrived like a brief respite. In a tempest, and when the Eagles returned to action, they did so with a renewed focus and an almost zen-like composure. The running game, always a cornerstone of Sirianni's offensive identity, gained new verve, and the defense, under his watchful eye, reached unprecedented levels of cohesion. Win after win piled up, and by February, Sirianni hoisted the Lombardi Trophy as celebration in South Philadelphia spilled well into the night. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could become one of the more intriguing off-season developments, murmurs have begun to circulate suggesting that wide receiver Kendrick BOURNE may be on his way to the Philadelphia Eagles. While no official word has come down from the cell, Team Bourne himself has reportedly dropped hints about the move, adding fuel to the speculative fire already burning among fans and analysts alike. The Eagles, known for their aggressive approach and bolstering their offensive firepower, have been linked to several potential wide receiver additions in recent weeks. With a dynamic quarterback in Jalen Hurts and a playoff caliber roster, Philadelphia is clearly in win-now mode. Adding a versatile receiver like Bourne could be another step in building an offensive arsenal capable of competing with the NFC's elite. Bourne, who spent the last few seasons with the New England Patriots, has carved out a reputation as a reliable target with strong hands, crisp route running, and an infectious energy both on and off the field. Despite an ACL injury in 2023 that sidelined him for a significant portion of the season, there's growing optimism about his recovery and return to form. Rumors of his potential move to Philadelphia have only intensified as Bourne has been seen interacting with Eagles players on social media and even hinting at the possibility in recent interviews. Of course, nothing is set in stone. As with all off-season chatter, this could simply be smoke without fire. It's possible that talks are exploratory or that Bourne is using his leverage to gauge interest across the league. However, the idea of him lining up alongside A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith has fans buzzing about what the Eagles' offense could look like with another capable playmaker in the mix. For now, the rumor mill keeps spinning. Bourne to the Eagles may still be just a whisper, but in a league where whispers often lead to headlines, it's a storyline worth keeping an eye on. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.